What's up, everybody? Well, I got another Steam Deck OLED gameplay video for you guys today. And today, we're gonna try out Metro Exodus, but not the PC Enhanced Edition that has mandatory ray tracing and this, that, and the other thing, and the upgrade graphics and all this stuff. We're just gonna try the original game on something like this, because this system, unfortunately, just couldn't quite handle the PC Enhanced Edition, but I even proclaimed that as we were making the first video. Like, I don't think this is probably gonna work. And while it did work better than a game like Stalker 2, it still was not what I would consider playable for a first-person shooter. But, again, just because I don't think it's playable doesn't mean everybody will. So I still made the video on everything, but then decided, man, this thing ran like shit on like all my AMD stuff. Besides like the Asus Ally X, which still could have crashed and done some goofy shit had I sat there and actually played through the game. You know, I could have played for 2 hours and all of a sudden it could have just started crashing on me for all I know. But even my laptops and all that stuff started having like driver timeouts. The NVIDIA GPUs all did fine, but the game is a literal game designed around RTX ray tracing. So I guess I shouldn't be too surprised. But I figured also, most AMD people know ray tracing is not going to be their forte and aren't going to probably buy the PC Enhanced Edition, but at least the 7900 XTX was able to get playable FPS. But it was also weird. If you were like, oh man, that's pretty good, but I'd like a little extra FPS. It was just like, no, driver timeout too. So I don't know what was up that game's butt. So I figured, screw it. Let's also try the original game and see how that does. Maybe all that stuff's just the game and had nothing to do with the PC Enhanced Edition part of the game. So I guess we'll find out in this video. So sorry for the long intro, but just wanted to explain what's going on and why we're playing Metro Exodus again. So we're gonna try out just a regular Exodus, no PC Enhanced Edition. So let's see if the Steam Deck can actually get us like 30 plus now.
All right, so first we're gonna pretty much just do the basic like settings that it comes with. Just default. I changed a couple things. Like motion blur was on like high. I don't like it at all, so I just put it on low. Can't turn it completely off, unfortunately. And I didn't turn stuff like advanced physics and hairworks on. I figured that was not going to be good for the Steam Deck. And then I have HDR off, but it wants to be on, so sorry if it's a little dark. But it'll at least look good during the camera recorded portion. Anyway, let's hop into the game and see how it does. So here we are in the game. Already nice. We weren't able to get anywhere close to 60 FPS even in the sky before, I don't believe, so we're already off to a better start, but I care more about what we get when we get to the ground. But this part's just kind of cinematic and cool, so I figured it's nice to include it. It's one of the only outside areas I got to anyway. Everywhere I went seemed to be mostly in underground, though it does seem like underground is actually a little harder to run, at least than this small little spot that we see here anyway. I don't want to sit there and make any baseless claims like it's the hardest spot to run as underground or anything like that, but sure seems like it's a little harder in this particular area. And we're not able to stay at a constant 60, so we'll still try turning stuff down, but it might just be CPU bottleneck to the point where no matter what we do, we're not going to be able to hit 60. But we'll still try putting things on low. But for now, let's go get ourselves a little gameplay first, because this is still infinitely better than it was before. Like, we went from being like 25 FPS to like 60. And it doesn't really look that different. In fact, I'd say this actually looks better. But I don't know, you guys can be the judge of that. You can watch both videos and you can be the judge. Maybe the other one's textures technically were a little bit better. But I think this thing on Epic, or what was it, Extreme, is still better than the PC Enhanced on low, but I could be wrong. I don't have any scientific tools to sit there and like magnify in 500% and look or anything like that. I just use my eyes, and they're really damn good eyes, but robotic they are not. Heck, and then compared to something like a bird's eyes, they're garbage. Those things can be like, hey, I'm like hundreds of feet in the sky. Hey, look, a toothpick. I wish I could do that. That would be dope as hell. Wouldn't even need scopes on guns. I could just be like, hey guys, watch this. See that quarter over there? Although, I'd rather just be able to see in the dark, like a cat. That'd be awesome. Alright, let's take our little magazine from our friend, who honestly looks like he has a little mushroom tick growing out of somewhere. And I'm pretty sure they did that on purpose, and it's pretty funny. Next time we go and look at that, take a look, since I'm going to go past here a million times. We all know what they were doing. Anyway, let's burn these stupid bastards. I hate these stupid spider things. Alright, let's go in here, burn this stuff all up, do a little bit of some killing. This is another spot, I think, where it drops frames. Where you have all these fires. Let's see. Was that true? Yeah, down in the 30s. So, like, no matter what, if you get lots of fire on the screen, I think you're going to be in the 30s and 40s. But it is what it is. Luckily, we're not setting stuff on fire all the time. And then during this fight, we can't quite stay at 60 either, but I don't think we can when we're on low either, but we shall see. I did too many things to remember, to be perfectly honest. Anyway, let's go down here and kill these last two creatures. Sorry it's so dark. Couldn't turn HDR off. Even though it was off on the Steam Deck and everything else, it just wanted to be on, so I was like, okay. Not gonna lie, it makes it a little hard to see these bastards. Alright, I think that's all of them. So let's now try putting it on low. Alright, so now we're gonna do 720p again, but on low. Now, like I said before, we might just be CPU bottlenecked, and this might not really help us. Might in some areas that aren't CPU bottlenecked, but in other areas where we're dropping under, maybe it won't help. Or maybe we just didn't have enough GPU horsepower. That's also entirely possible. But in any case, let's hop back into the game and see how it does now. Alright, here we are in the beginning again, so let's just see how it does. Because before it couldn't even stay above 60 out here. Once we got closer to the ground, it started a dropping. Nope, I think it still dropped down to 58. Although I think last time it dropped down to 55 in the same spot, if I remember correctly, so I think it might have done slightly better. Or about the same. I'd have to go back and look. Alright. And it seems like HDR got stuck on, so sorry it's so dim. It'll at least look really nice once we get to the camera recorded portion, so until then, it's just going to be a little dark. There we go. Didn't get to burn the webs in front of him this time. But still can't quite stay at 60 all the time. But at least you've got options. If you don't care about, you know, frames and whatnot, you can just go with the medium preset. And it'll still give you over 30 probably everywhere in the game. And that's mostly what people in this, with Steam Decks and Allies get. They're not really wanting 60 plus. If they get it, cool. But most people are being realistic and not expecting that. Anyway, though, let's move on. Now for a little camera recorded gameplay. Even on low, it looks pretty decent, especially on this screen with HDR. Can't stay over 60 everywhere, but still get more than playable FPS, and we're doing infinitely better than the PC Enhanced Edition with the forced ray tracing. And this game still lets you have ray tracing if you want, but it's not mandatory. Still seems to have the same kind of stutters in random places, though, so I think I was right on the money where I was just the game being the game. I didn't know if it was because of the ray tracing or because of the game. So now we know it's probably the game, but we'll wait and see what it does on the rest of the systems before we make that final judgment. I mean, this is the first thing we've tried the normal version on so far. Hey, get off me, you creepy bastards. You won't be needing that anymore. So don't mind if I do. Yeah, the maniacal laughing in the background is a great touch. Definitely adds to the creepy atmosphere, that's for sure. Yeah, this game seems pretty CPU intensive still. We're sitting at like 80%. No wonder we have like stutters. That's what makes me think, okay, maybe it's not just the game, you know? That's why I want to reserve judgment until we get done with all the systems. And I want to see if they all start having driver timeouts and all this other stuff. Yeah, all this fire at once will definitely drop your frames too. I'm being a little bit silly. Most people aren't going to try to lay off themselves hard that quick, but that's another reason to do it. Not only do I hate spiders, but it also is a great way to test FPS. But yeah, it honestly seems to drop to about the same FPS, so you're probably better off just playing the game on medium. Oh, you're still not dead? There you go. Heck yeah, get me out of here. No, he's not. He was just mauled by a bunch of crazy freaking mutants. But anyway, let's just go wrap the video up.
Well, alright guys, that's a wrap for Metro Exodus on the Steam Deck OLED, and the regular game works infinitely better. So we'll see what it's like on the rest of the systems, but I'm pretty much going to say it right now. I think if you've got a handheld or a weaker system, definitely just stick with the old school Metro Exodus. It still looks great. You still have the ability to have some ray tracing if you want. It probably won't look as good as the PC Enhanced Edition, obviously, but at least you'll get playable FPS. If the Steam Deck can get 60 plus most of the time, then I feel like the Ally will probably be just fine. The Firebat still might not have enough VRAM. Well, that still is the wild card of the situation. And I'm also curious to see if any of the other systems, you know, start crashing and doing goofy stuff. But in any case, that's all I got for you guys for this particular video. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video, because I sure as hell enjoyed making it for you guys. And until the next video, peace out, guys.